I was living in the factory in Fremont, and the one in Nevada for 3 years straight. That was my primary residence. Not kidding, literally. No one should put this many hours into work. This is not good. And people should not work this hard. They should not do this. It's very painful.
Painful in what sense?
It hurts my brain and my heart.
While everyone knows Elon Musk is one of the richest people in history, not many get to know of his struggles to the top and staying there. Elon has been very vocal about it. Let's see some of his statements. On Lex Fridman podcast, Elon said, "My mind is a storm, and I don't think most people would want to be me. They may think they would want to be me, but they don't know. They don't understand." He also said, "There are many nights I sleep alone. I don't have to, but I do." On Tangen's podcast, In Good Company, Elon talked about basically just working every waking hour and continuously doing that for a few years. He said, "I've done many stretches of 100-hour weeks where roughly 6 hours per day is sleeping. I would not recommend that. That's for emergencies." On Recode Decode, hosted by Kara Swisher, he said, "I don't know. I haven't counted exactly, but I would just sort of sleep for a few hours, work, sleep for a few hours, work, 7 days a week. Some of those days must have been 120 hours or something nutty. You're going to go a little bonkers if you work 120 hours a week. Now we're down to 80 or 90. It's pretty manageable." In an interview, he said, "So you need to be sort of very rigorous in your self-analysis. I think certainly extremely tenacious and then just work like hell. I mean, you just have to put in, 80 hours to 100 hours every week. All those things improve the odds of success. I mean, if other people are putting in 40-hour work weeks and you're putting in 100-hour work weeks, then even if you're doing the same thing, you know that you will achieve in 4 months what it takes them a year to achieve." He has famously said, "When something is important enough, you do it even if the odds are not in your favor." Speaking on his distractions, he has said, "One source of distraction is unwanted communication in form of phone calls and Zoom meetings. This is where asynchronous communication can be helpful. I do love email. Wherever possible, I try to communicate asynchronously. I'm really good at email." You may wonder why a billionaire works so hard. Well, Elon believes that failure is an option. He has said, "Failure is an option here. If things are not failing, you are not innovating enough. If every time somebody comes up with an idea it has to be successful, you're not going to get people coming up with ideas. People tend to overweigh risks on a personal level. It's one thing if you've got a mortgage to pay and kids to support, so that if you were to deviate from your job, well, how are you going to feed your family and pay the rent? That's understandable. But let's say you're young and you're just coming out of college. What are your risks? You're not going to starve, certainly not in any kind of modern economy. It's so easy to earn enough money just to live somewhere and eat food. Very easy to do. So I don't know what they're afraid of. Mostly afraid of failure, I think. But people should be less risk averse when there's not much at risk."